Hey guys, Charlie here. Welcome to another video. Today's video I want to talk about how to set goals for your online business. So the first thing that I want to start talking about is what is the purpose of actually having a business? The purpose of having a business is to generate revenue. Without revenue, the business doesn't has any sense because it's not gonna be able to continue working. So revenue, generating sales revenue is like your blood in your body. So it's very, very important, like your oxygen. You need to breathe, you need to sell in order to stay alive. If not, you die. You suffocate. Now, before I keep talking, I just want to let you guys know that I have my computer right here because this presentation, I think it's quite has its stuff, it's a little bit technical. So I have my notes just in case. So the first thing that I have right here is that there are four main important characteristics of a goal. The first goal is that it has to be tangible. It has to be something that you can have certainty that you can actually get it. So for example, I'm not gonna put as a goal to make $1 million if I haven't done $1, right? Because that's too far, it's not tangible. Maybe it would be better to put something generate my first $100, my first $1,000, or something of that sort, because it's more tangible and you're gonna have more certainty that you can actually do it. Once you reach it, you go for the bigger, and that's how you go. The other part is about the other characteristic. It's about having a time limit. So you want to set your goals for a time. It doesn't mean that if you don't get it in that time, you're not gonna get it ever. It just means that you have to have a sense of urgency when you are pursuing your goals. So put yourself a limit. So I want it for this day, and put something meaningful to that date. It could be your birthday, it could be the end of a quarter, it can be the end of the year, whatever you want it to be, just add it. And another characteristic of a goal is that it has to break down into mini goals. So for example, you want to have a big main goal, probably a number you want to generate with your business, but you have to be able to break it down into more goals that you can attain. That's gonna help you, especially with your mindset, with your emotions of how you feel when going after the goal. Because if you set a goal and you don't see any advancement or any progress in the way, you're gonna get very, how you say it, unmotivated. And I know we should not depend on motivation, but we are highly emotional creatures. So if your goal is making you feel bad because you're not getting it, it's better if you actually make it breakable into mini goals that are more attainable. What else, guys? Okay, those are the four characteristics: tangible, certainty, also breakable into mini goals, and limit of time to attain it. Now, there are two types of indicators you're gonna have to know if you're reaching your goal or not. You're gonna have lead indicators and you're gonna have lag indicators. So a lead indicator is what you want to go after. It's what's gonna tell you if you are getting it or not. So for example, your goal has to be measurable in some way, because if it's not measurable, for example, a not measurable goal or a goal with no purpose doesn't work. Because if your goal is to create a website for your business, the purpose of a website is generating revenue. So building a website should not be your goal. Your goal should be generating the revenue, and the task, the mini goal you have to do in order to achieve that goal, or the massive action plan, is gonna have the creation of that website. But you're not gonna just wake up and read your goals and be like, I have to create a website, or I want to create a website, or I have a website, whatever, in whatever way you want to reframe that sentence. It doesn't really matter, because creating a website, unless you're like a web developer, it's not gonna be very, very uh, satisfying, or something that's gonna drive you. Does that make sense? Okay. Also, lead indicators could be your power list, things that you have to do on a daily basis in order to attain your goal. There's a video that I have in my channel. You can just type in power list and you can listen to it. I speak about the importance of having a power list, which is these daily tasks you have to do every single day in order to achieve that goal. Also, you want to have direct control over it. So your indicators are stuff that you can actually control. So for example, you can't control the number of sales you get, but you can control the number of calls you get in a week. You get into in a week, maybe. Or maybe not the amount of calls you get, because that depends on people scheduling with you. But you can actually control the number of people you're reaching via social media. Maybe out of 10, you get into one call, so you would have to be reaching 100 people to get into 10 calls. That's very pessimistic numbers, but you get what I mean. It has to be something. Lead indicators have to be something that you can control, not something that you can't control. Another thing is that, as I said, they help you have this mindset of achieving goals quickly. It allows you to get results quickly, because they are smaller. So I'm gonna give you a quick example. For let's say that you want to grow a muscle, and an example of a good lead indicator would be tracking your macros, because it's something that you can control. It's something that is something simple to do. It's not complicated, and it's not your goal. Your goal might be growing muscle. That's your goal, but your lead indicator is the consumption of macros every single day. How you distribute it. Okay, a bad example would be weighting yourself on the scale every single day, because you're not gonna see any improvement on many days. You can even see unimprovement, right? And that doesn't have all the true every single time. Sometimes it can be not working, or I don't know. It's not a good indicator of your progress. Now, you want to have a safety net. So safety nets is basically a backup plan in case things don't work out. So for example, you want to make sure that you hit your goal that you hit your goal, right? So you need to have a safety net. So how does it work? It's very simple. Okay, I didn't type how it works actually, but a safety net means that, for example, if you want to reach your goal, and let's say that, I don't know, let's use an example. You want to gain muscle and you need to consume your macros, but let's say that you need to consume 3,500 calories, or 4,000 calories a day. A backup plan would be, okay, maybe you just need, I don't know, 3,500 to achieve your goal. So if you don't achieve your lead indicator of 5, for the number confusion. So let me just start again. Let's say that your goal is to grow muscle, okay? So you want to grow muscle, and your lead indicator is that you have to consume 3,500 calories a day minimum. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna aim every single day as your lead indicator actually to be 4,000, so 500 more. So what happens if you don't make it one day? You're still winning. You're still on the right track. You're not lacking off. That's how a safety net works. So you can do this as well in business. So for example, you simply just overextend the numbers a little bit. So in case you don't achieve your goal, you're still making progress. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Now, I would like to also talk about in this video on focus. So for example, in most of you guys, your videos depends your businesses. It obviously depends on the type of business, but most of you are focusing on things that don't really matter, that are not vital for your business. So for example, creating content, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing might be getting into calls with people, booking calls, or for example, branding. Branding is important, but it's not the most important thing. Like that has to be on point, but you should be focusing more on making or on booking calls. So you don't necessarily need these things when you're starting out. If you're starting out, maybe you should focus on clients, getting on calls, and just getting work started instead of thinking about a website, on creating videos, or maybe, I don't know, doing a podcast or whatever, or a website, whatever you have in mind, because those things are more complicated and they don't necessarily bring the results that people tell you. There's a lot of people out there that they will tell you that with SEO you can make miracles, or with, I don't know, Facebook ads you can make miracles, with lead generation, whatever. The thing is that you have to focus on what gives you results. So obviously, like I said before, it depends on your type of business, but if you're a fitness coach or a health coach, what's gonna give you that oxygen that we spoke before is it's booking calls, getting in calls with people, even if that requires messaging people that you don't know, which I don't suggest you only go for that strategy. There's other strategies that you can try, but definitely it should be one of the things that you do. Book calls, whatever it takes to get them. There's many ways. We can make another video on that topic because it's a lot of information. But that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like it. Comment if you want to give your thoughts or whatever you want to talk about. I would love to interact with you guys. And also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this. And thank you a lot. I'll see you in the next time.